And welcome back to Eyewitness Newsmakers. Andy Mehalshick, Jayne, and Bugda. And in this segment, we're talking to Eddie Day Pashinski. He is the candidate for the Democratic candidate in the 121st State Legislative District. He's also the incumbent, serving 12 years in Harrisburg. First of all, welcome to our program today.
Well, thank you, Andy and Jayne. It's nice to be here with you.
Basic question: tell our viewers a little bit about yourself and why you're running for re-election.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm proud to say I'm a native of Nanticoke. I was born in a half a double block of West Noble Street. Graduated from Newport High School. My dad was a coal miner. Mom worked in J.S. Rob's shoe store, then later on at the RCA in Mountaintop. And then I went to Wilkes College. I got a degree in music, and I enjoyed the children of Nanticoke area. I had the pleasure of teaching for 38 years. I was the music teacher, and I was also the choral director, and also was a member of the union, an officer of the union, and absolutely enjoyed my almost 50 years here in Wilkes-Barre. That's where I've lived for nearly 5 decades. And I just enjoyed northeastern Pennsylvania. I also met my wife at Wilkes, and I have 4 beautiful children and 7 gorgeous grandchildren. And that's where I also ended up becoming a starfighter way back when. That also happened at Wilkes University. At that time it was Wilkes College. And Lord and behold, not in my plans at all, but I have the distinct honor and privilege of serving as the representative of the 121st District. So I'm blessed.
So tell us, what is your top priority as a lawmaker?
Well, I have quite a number. If you're talking about immediately, when we go back into session in September, my #1 priority is to get my bill passed, 1539, Emergency Temporary Guardianship for Grandparents Raising Grandchildren. Catherine Watson has 2133. Those bills are desperately needed to help grandparents raising their grandchildren. Believe it or not, over 90,000 grandchildren are being raised by 88,000 grandparents, and they need help. So that's my first priority when we come back. The initial priority for me when I first started was health care. It is not affordable, and because it's not affordable, it's therefore not accessible, so therefore quality doesn't even matter. If we are able to reduce health care by the levels of the other industrialized nations, I don't know whether your viewers know this, but 50%, we are paying double of what any other industrialized nation pays in healthcare. It would reduce the cost overall to our municipalities, to our school districts, to government, to business, to everything. Imagine we're paying $3.5 trillion for our healthcare right now, and not everyone gets it. So that's still a #1 priority. And as I demonstrated to you earlier, I had a task force. We sent a white paper to President Obama back in 2009. I'm asking for a task force again to rip apart the healthcare system, a forensic audit, decide what is working, what isn't working, fix it, and reduce that cost so we all can have it. Taxation, certainly want to reduce the property taxes, certainly want to, what we're looking for is fair taxation, to try to balance our dollars so that we can provide the things that we need for all our constituents.
And that's my next question, of course, property tax reform. It seems, Ed, that everyone talks about it. House Bill 76, Senate Bill 76, they get so far and then it stalls. How can we make property tax reform a reality?
Well, you know, the governor tried that back in 2015. I supported it. It was Representative Schreiber's bill, 1144. It would have reduced the property taxes quite significantly, especially in my district. And by the way, every legislator has to support their district. And that's why I've taken the position I have on taxes. So the House Bill 1144 would have reduced our property taxes in the 121st District by at least $800. That would have been quite significant, since the vast majority's average is between $1,200 and $1,600. I also voted for 504, which would do something very similar. You would balance out your PIT and your sales tax to help reduce the property tax significantly. To eliminate it, that's where the problem is. You have to come up with $14 billion. And that is a huge lift. I think we should definitely do what we know we can. Reduce it, continue to work towards a way to find new dollars to eliminate it. The only new dollars that we have, Marcellus Shale, which we may end up talking about. For 10 years, the industry has not had a severance tax. We have lost anywhere from $200 to $300 million every year. You multiply that over 10 years, you're talking billions of dollars that could have helped subsidize the cost of our schools or the cost of our communities, anything. That's a lot of money not to have.
That was my question. Do you support an oil and gas severance tax?
I have made that clear from day one. I've met with the industry. By the way, many of your listeners might be surprised. Many of the businesses in that Marcellus industry are willing to do a Marcellus shale tax. They don't like the negative publicity. They want to be good stewards of our natural resource, which also belongs to the people of Pennsylvania. And we're the only state that does not have a severance tax. A severance tax of 4 or 5%, once again, something similar to what the governor is talking about, trying to get passed, would be a tremendous improvement to our tax fairness plan.
Ed, speaking about revenue, would you support, what's your opinion on some talk about legalizing marijuana to increase revenue for the state's coffers?
Well, I'm proud to say that I was a staunch supporter of medical marijuana, and everyone was opposed to that, or a great deal, until people began to realize the truth about it. It isn't people going off into a corner and smoking. This is liquids. These are pills and so on that help so many people with various ailments. As long as Pennsylvania needs new money, marijuana legalization is definitely a proposal that will definitely see more debate. I think if we think back to Prohibition and alcohol, when you had Prohibition, what was happening? People had stills all over the place, people had illegal booze, and you're not going to prevent that from happening. If we legalize marijuana, there's also some strong indication that it also reduces the opioid use, and that can then be even prescribed.
And just quickly in 30 seconds, how do we attract new jobs to our area?
New jobs is all dealing, it's called incentives. What do? We have KOZ zones, we have CRIZ zones. What else is going to attract them here? I've always said we have an outstanding work ethic here in northeastern Pennsylvania. This goes way back to the coal industry, but that ethic is still here. That's one. We need job training. We need our education systems. And by the way, they're adapting. LCC is coming across with a lot of different programs to help for the needs of the jobs that are available right now. That education is key. And a workforce that has the work ethic, has the education. We have a great real estate issue here. You can buy beautiful homes at a fraction of the cost anyplace else. But we are competing against Erie, Allentown, Reading, Bethlehem. So we need to all come on board. I know I've worked with the Chamber of Commerce and quite a number of other people in the fact that we are trying to advertise Wilkes-Barre as a great place to come and have your business here.
We have less than a minute. Why should people support Ed? Why should they re-elect you?
Well, I cannot tell you.
Right there.
All right. I have to say I'm the same person that I was when I started, and that is simply this. This is a privilege to serve. It is an honor for me to serve. And I am humbled by the people of the 121st District for having elected me 6 times. I'm going to say over and over again, I do not see political party. I don't see Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever party. I don't see race, color, or creed. I represent everybody, no matter what your likes or dislikes. And my office, by the way, I'm grateful for the great staff I have. We'll continue to try to serve the people of the 121st District. If you feel fit to vote for me again, I will continue to dedicate my life towards making the 121st District the best I possibly can. Thank you. And
State Representative Eddie Day Pashinski, thank you so much for joining us today. To learn more about State Representative Pashinski, join us on pahomepage.com or on the Newsmakers link and the local election headquarters link, and we'll be right back.